Yo, 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 what up, what up, what up, what up, people? Welcome back to another edition of Mike on Sports. I'm your host. I go by the name of Mike Gross, man. Big ups to that 501 and that 317. And we are back with another one. Yes, sir. Episodes 5 and 6 of The Last Dance have came on ESPN, and I'm talking about, man, this documentary it's getting good, man. It's getting really good, man. ESPN do a great job with the 30 for 30s. I love the OJ documentary. I love this documentary right here so far. I love the Hurricanes one. A lot more 30 for 30. But before we get into episodes 5 and 6, man, let's go ahead and y'all know what time it is. Yo, Mike, drop that beat on them. Absolutely, AJRX. The Last Dance is definitely filling the void right now. It is definitely filling the void right now, man. We are really, you know what I'm saying, just hungry for anything out there in sports. You know what I'm saying? And with this Last Dance, man, we finally got that. But man, let's go ahead and begin where the Last Dance begun. It began with the 1998 All Star Game, and we all seen it, man. We all seen Mike and Kobe on that court, and I just want to say, man, for Kobe being out there and Kobe just seeing Kobe on the basketball court, man, it just brought joy to my system, joy to my soul. You know what I'm saying? Death was way too soon. You know, we all know that. But Jordan wasn't really feeling that new young. I don't want to say he wasn't feeling him, but he was like, man, the young guy, don't let the game come to him. Shot them air balls in the playoff game. If he want the ball, he better go get that goddamn rebound or something like that. He ain't getting the ball from me or something like that. But it was good to see just the camaraderie, you know what I'm saying? Just seeing Jordan, you know what I'm saying, out there going to work, you know what I'm saying, teaching the young buck, the young Kobe being eager and wanting to learn things, you know what I'm saying. So he went back to Jordan and asked him about a move that he did and asked him how he did it, and Jordan broke it down in detail. So he was like, man, anything you need, you know what I'm saying, let me know. And from that point on, it just seemed like those guys had a great relationship. But other than that, the 98 All-Star game showed us one thing. Jordan didn't have to retire in 1998, man. He won All-Star game MVP that year. Like, he was out there getting buckets on there. He was out there getting guys work, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, you got to look at Jerry Krause, man. Just like the last thing started, this one started the same way. Jerry Krause saying Phil Jackson would not be back next year, would not be back. I don't understand why you are so adamant and so gung ho on Phil Jackson not coming back to coach the Bulls that following year. It just doesn't make sense to me. You broke up a dynasty. You broke up one of the greatest teams, greatest organizations in sports history, and you see what kind of fortunes that led you to. You ain't won shit since then. Derrick Rose, you know what I'm saying? God bless him, but he got injured. One of the promising stars that you had. Jason Williams, you know what I'm saying? Jay Will had that motorcycle accident, a high draft pick that you guys got. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys drafted Eddie Curry. Eddie Curry ain't do shit. You know, I'm just being real with you. You drafted Tyson Chandler, but he was too young and he wasn't like the cornerstone to like build around. So after you guys let Michael Jordan them go, man, it just seems like your fortunes really didn't follow. But man, let's go ahead and get to these shoes, man. Let's talk about these shoes, big dog. And look, man, look. Hey, when they came out with these right here, when they came out with them right there, and they motherfucking let the world know like who the man was, bro. Them shoes right there, man, changed the whole demographic for a lot of people. For a lot of people out there, man. Brought Spike Lee in to do the motherfucking to do the commercial. Also, the shoes were fly. It wasn't like them Converses that we seen, right? Them damn Converses had the same exact concept but different colors for like different teams. We ain't want to see that. We want to see something new, something fly, something that was that was ahead of its time. They had that new Nike Air technology and things like that. Well, we gotta chat. What up? What up? All right, bet, H man. I was gonna bring you on after I did the whole recap, H man. I seen you back there, but yeah, man. So those shoes, bro. They wanted they wanted to sell 3 million pair of shoes by the end of that contract, or like by year three. They wanted to sell like 3 million pair of shoes, bro. And they got they got Mike for some money, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. They got Mike on a nice deal. Cause not only did they sell 126 million pair of shoes the first year they sold 126 million. They only gave Mike 250,000. 250,000. So Nike came up. Nike was smart, man. Nike was doing doing the right thing when it came to basketball. Like they understood that you could market basketball players as individuals and not as a part of a team concept. Because with the Converse, it was like part of a team. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got the same shoe, just different colors. Magic had the purple and gold ones. Bird had the green and white ones, and so on and so forth. So I really do think that with the Nike Air Jordan and the way it came out, um, and the fact that he went with Nike, like he wasn't too sold on Nike. He didn't even want to go to the goddamn meeting. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to deal with Converse, but Converse said they couldn't see him being above the people that he had right there. Adidas wasn't in the right form or capacity to offer Michael a exclusive shoe contract. So when it came down to it, man, his mom told him, "Hey, boy, take your ass to that meeting. Take your ass to that meeting and see if you can see what they got to say. Like you ain't gotta stay there. Like you ain't gotta do this or that, but just see what they got to say." And he's seen what they had to say. And honestly, man, the best decision Michael Jordan probably ever made for him, because he made more money off his shoes than he ever made off an NBA contract. But yeah, man. Let me see. We get All-Star game, the shoes. Let's talk about the 1992 Bulls. Now, Michael Woodburn has been on record as saying that Bulls squad may be the best Bulls squad to lace them up. And something that came out that I knew because I've already watched these episodes, you know what I'm saying? But I knew people were going to gravitate towards was the fact that Mike felt disrespected, man. He felt disrespected in the fact that people were comparing him to like Clyde Drexler. And when I heard that, I was just like, I was flabbergasted. He said, man, at that point in time, he felt like it was no comparison. And for the mere fact of people to compare him to one of the 50 greatest players of all time, he felt slighted. He felt disrespected, and he proceeded to go on a motherfucking rampage. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Big boy rampage too. Magic Johnson said that they had dinner the night before, playing cards and things like that. And he said, "Man, just watch what I do to this man tomorrow night. Just watch what I do to this man tomorrow night." And he proceeded to go out there and really, and what up, Easy Baby, 1988. And he proceeded to go out there and give them boys work. Gave the Trailblazers work, man. And I just didn't understand the competitive. Like I understood it because I've you know what I'm saying, divulged myself in Michael Jordan since a young age, but to see it firsthand, to hear those words, I feel disrespected when they compared me to Clyde Drexler because there was no comparison. You got to look at that man like he got to. It's something different about him. It's something different about him. It's something that's a little bit off about him. What up, SJ Fisher 101? Yes, sir. It's something different about him that other people just didn't have. Other people wasn't ticking how he was ticking on the inside. And that's something that we got that we can't overlook and that we really got to respect, you know what I'm saying, and like bring to the forefront. But they went into that series, man. Jordan put on a clinic against the Trailblazers, man. I think they won that series in like 5 games. Portland never had a chance. And yeah, man, from that point on, back to back champion, back to back finals MVP, the legend started to grow. Now, one thing that we all seen after that championship when they was in the locker room, again, the little man Jerry Krause, he it was like a backhanded compliment, right? Even though the team is good, the team is great, I feel like the front office is the cornerstone or is the cream of the really the cream of the whole organization. I'm most proud of the front office more so than the basketball team. And I was just like, wow, here go these men that just went to battle, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like did some physical activity and you're taking credit from them and directing it towards the front office. That was something that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and I really didn't understand. But at the same time, man, Jerry Krause, that's was his MO. He always seemed to take credit from the basketball team and try to shine the spotlight back on the organization. So with that being said, that's not out of character and things like that. But it was just at that point in time, it wasn't the right timing. It wasn't the right timing, man. You should give full credit to the basketball team more so than the front office. But moving right along, man, let's go ahead and get into that 1992 summer. 1992 summer, man, we seen it. The dream team. You know, and it was issues. What up, straight drop, and you know it, man. The Bulls run was epic. And one thing that was apparent from that dream team was what? No Isaiah Thomas. No Isaiah Thomas on that dream team. Wow, right? And they addressed that, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of addressed. Jordan officially let him say he never asked for Isaiah to be off the team. But there was a consensus, like when he got the call, that the player that wasn't mentioned by anybody would not be on the team, which is kind of, I mean, Isaiah had things with Bird at the time. He had things going on with Magic, and he had things going on with Scotty and Michael, and it was a rumor back when Jordan made his first All Star game that the veterans freezed them out, being with Isaiah, and though them not shaking hands when Jordan them eliminated them in the '91 playoffs and things like that. So all of that went into Isaiah not being on the team. But at the end of the day, it was in my opinion, I mean, I think Isaiah. I wish. I mean, we all can agree. Isaiah Thomas is a better player than John Stockton, or at that time, what I'm saying, Isaiah, what I'm saying, was considered the second best point guard of all time, led his team to 2 titles, but he didn't make the team. But the players that did make the team, they all got say that point in time, it was some of the best basketball that they ever played. Like we seen the motherfucking behind the scenes footage of the practice, and I had already seen it because I had bought the Jordan Ultimate thing back in the day when I was in college, and it had full games. It had that on there. It had the whole inside look of the Olympics that year. But it was just refreshing to see the practice, man, and the competitiveness. Like Magic and Charles Barkley and them, they were giving it to Jordan in that practice for the longest. You know what I'm saying? They was in there giving it to Jordan. Then something turned. Then Magic said you're gonna need to bring Air Jordan out to win this scrimmage, and that's exactly what he did. They said Jordan scored every point for like I don't know how long of a stretch, but every point he scored, and he let nobody off the hook, and he let it be known. By the time we leave this goddamn practice in these Olympics, you guys are gonna know who the best player in the game is. You guys are gonna know who is the top dog. And then Ahmad Rashad, you know what I'm saying? I guess he was doing some behind the scenes things. Jordan walking away, and he was asked like, "Hey, on this team, what if it comes down to a last shot? Who's taking it?" Jordan like, "Me, of course. Me. What kind of question is that? Does I'll be taking the shot? You know, like it was a foregone conclusion that like the ball wouldn't be in anybody else's hands but his." And I just gotta say, man, I love it. As a kid who was born in the 80s, you know what I'm saying, grew up in the 90s, you know what I'm saying, and was just cultivated with all this stuff. I love Jordan, man. This motherfucker right here is different. He different, man. This guy is different, man. He is unlike any other athlete that we have ever seen in any sport. There is nobody in the history of the world who has been better at their job than Michael Jordan. Nobody in the history of the world has been better at their job than Michael Jordan has been. And I love it, man. I love The Last Dance. I love the documentary. I love the Dream Team. And we cannot talk about the Dream Team without talking about Tony Kukoc. Now, Tony Kukoc was a part of Croatia's team. They were a very, very, very solid international team. And Tony Kukoc was drafted in the second round by the Chicago Bulls. And Jerry Krause had a thing for Tony Kukoc. And as we talk about this more and we break down the episode 6, you will see anytime Jerry Krause had a thing for a guy, Jordan and Pippen proceeded to go out there and try to kill him. In the first game against Croatia, Jordan and Pippen, they went at Tony Kukoc. They was mad about Jerry Krause going over and negotiating with Tony Kukoc before he negotiated with Scottie Pippen. And they proceeded to go at Tony Kukoc and really, really bottle him up, be physical with him, be in his face the whole game, and not give him an inch. Finished the game with 4 points. But in the gold medal game, got to give a shout out to Tony Kukoc. He bounced back. I think he had like 17 points, and he earned Jordan and Pippen's respect. But that first game, nah, man. Nah, man. Now we got to get into the social activism that Jordan did not display. It was a Senate run down in his state of North Carolina, where Harvey Grant and Jesse Helms, and let's just say, man, Jesse Helms has got to be. It's just shocking, man. Like even in the 90s, bro, like You motherfuckers let Jesse Hams win. You let Jesse Hams win a Senate seat in the 90s, making those statements, kind of statements that he made on national fucking TV. He said there will be no celebration in Mudville tonight. What kind of shit is that? Coming from a senator, whatever the fuck you want to call him, he don't deserve it. No celebration in Mudville? Come on, man. And you see why black people sometimes act the way we act, man. Sometimes times are dismissive and things like that when it comes to politics. This kind of shit right here, you let Jesse Hams and this motherfucker. Jesse. Man, please. He voted against Martin Luther King Day. He didn't want Martin Luther King to have a day. The nigga said no, he don't want it. And we gonna ride with this motherfucker? Now, I'm not saying we, but the fucking Senate. The people in North Carolina. Y'all gonna that's who y'all riding with? Man, I understand Jordan didn't want to have invest or jeopardize his brand for a black Senate that he didn't know, even though his mom wanted him to endorse him. He sent the man a campaign contribution, and I'm sure it was a nice contribution. You know what I'm saying? He probably still living off of it till this day. I'm just bullshitting, but yeah, man. So I get it, but man, it's just appalling and shocking to see what the fuck was going on in the 90s in those areas. Jesse Helms. Oh man. This damn documentary making a lot of white people famous, but that probably didn't want the damn camera on them, you know what I'm saying? Let's go down to Atlanta. Atlanta showed up and showed out for your boy Jordan. 62,000 people in Atlanta, bruh. 62,000 came out to see a motherfucking basketball game at the Superdome. Bruh. They had motherfuckers with little radios and binoculars because they were so far out they couldn't see the court. Talk about stardom. Talk about motherfucking nigga being able to bring the crowd out. 62,000? That is a lot of people, bro. That is a lot of people coming to a basketball game. And shout out to Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? Chocolate City, baby. You know what I'm saying? The black Mecca when it comes to the fucking USA. When Jordan came to town, those black people came out, showed up and showed out, man. And I appreciate that, you know what I'm saying? 62,000 people in Atlanta. Man, oh man. My guy, hold on, let me put my guy on the screen right quick, give my guy some credit right quick. AJRX, you know what I'm saying? He says, yeah, bro, racism is well and alive. MJ said that racism was the reason why he wanted to leave North Carolina. Already, big dog. I like them shoes. I like them retros too, big dog. Hey, let me show y'all the retros that just started. Let me see one more time. This motherfucker started it all right now. These shoes right here was the ones, bro. They were the ones, man. Yes, sir. Those shoes right there started it all, man. Built a fucking empire off those shoes. Real shit. Let's see where we at now. What we got now. Oh, yeah. To close out this episode 5, and we're going to go into episode 6. I just got to say, man, Jerry Seinfeld got to be one of the most awkwardest motherfuckers I ever seen in my life. I don't understand why they even put Jerry Seinfeld in the fucking documentary. Like, I'm just looking like, bruh. He go over to Michael Jordan making these dry ass jokes, looking all awkward, go to the chalkboard and say, this play not going to work. Like, bro, who believes anything you're saying about basketball, man? Stick to comedy, man. You can point to a chalkboard. I know it was in jest, you know what I'm saying? It was supposed to be a joke, but it was a bad joke, Jerry. And you just seem kind of awkward and weird on that documentary. You know what I'm saying? I think if they would have left Jerry Seinfeld off that documentary, I don't think that the documentary would have suffered one bit. I don't think it would have suffered one bit at all. But it is what it is, man. Jerry Seinfeld ends episode 6. Episode 5. Let's go to episode 6, man. And we start on episode 6 as Jordan really seeing how hard it is to be Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? We were really seeing how difficult that Sam Smith was like, yeah, man, yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about yeah. That's coming up. That's coming up too. That's coming up. Yep. I got it, man. Sam Smith coming up for sure. But we seen how difficult it was to be Michael Jordan. How every minute, every second of every day that you're out, people are screaming, wanting to take your picture, want their kids to take a picture with you, want your autograph. Then you got to go to your fucking media, and you got 30, 40 media members with cameras all in your face, this close to you. They asking you questions. They putting shit in your face like, motherfucker, Mike. Like, God damn. And he was just saying, like, most people want to be Michael Jordan for a day, Michael Jordan for a week, but try being Michael Jordan for a year. Try being Michael Jordan for a decade. Like this, like it kind of puts it into like perspective, you know what I'm saying? Like being around that many people and having that many people infatuated with you on a daily basis. Not only the people that you can see that are in the surroundings, but the people who are watching TV, who are wearing your shoes, who are reading your magazine, who are reading articles about you, you know what I'm saying? Who are watching video about you. What up, Cass Bass? What up, homie? Y'all know what it is, man. But people being that infatuated with you, man, has to drive you a little bit. Got to kind of get to you a little bit, right? It has to. It has. Being Michael Jordan has to be tough. Has to be one of the most toughest things in planet Earth. I know people will say from the outside looking in, I was glamorous and things like that, but exactly, Alonzo. Yeah, man. Exactly, Alonzo. When it hit you like that, being Michael Jordan is tough, man. It ain't no easy thing. Ain't no easy thing. I know y'all saying y'all want the money. Y'all want to be rich and shit. Y'all want the bread. But do you want the stress that comes along with it? The day in and day out stress that comes along with it. That's the question. Infatuated. Did I fuck it up, man? Hey, man, I'm from Mississippi, bro. All right, we look here. I got that country draw with my shit, so if some of my goddamn words come out, goddamn me, discombobulated, then let that shit ride. You know what I'm saying? Who you supposed to be a goddamn English teacher, nigga? You are you an English major or something? No? If you are, you know what I'm saying, then hey, my bad. I want to be rich, not famous. I feel you on that, homie. Don't forget, if you're listening right now on YouTube, man, smash that thumbs up button. It helps with the visibility of the show. If you want to go one step farther, tell a friend to tell a friend about Mike on Sports. Like and share my videos and follow me on all social media platforms, man. The link to all my social media is in my description. I'm riding Mike. My nigga Cash Bass, man. Hey, bro, I miss being live, bro. Being live when it's some of the best things. I know we ain't talking boxing tonight. We'll be back talking boxing tomorrow, but tonight, man, y'all know, man, ain't no boxing on, so we got to talk about this last dance, man. Let's see where we at now. Jordan wanted to. Oh man, Jordan wanted to win at everything. Jordan wanted to win at everything. There was nothing Jordan want to win at. They went so far to like just tell you, Ron Harper, Scottie Pippen, and Jordan. I believe somebody else, maybe it was Dennis Rodman. They all played high stake poker back in the back. You know what I'm saying? And the guys Paxson and Bushler and those guys, B.J. Armstrong, they played like $1, $2 Texas Hold'em in the front. And Jordan came to the front one day and was like, "Man, what y'all doing? All right, let me play." And Paxson just looked at him like, "Bruh, y'all back there playing for thousands and thousands of dollars. Why you want to play us for a couple bucks?" And Jordan simply told him, "I want to be able to say, I got your money in my pocket. I got your bread in my wallet." That's all that he wanted, man. He wanted to have that me over you kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I always got one up on everybody. His competitive nature, it wasn't about the money. Like that's the thing. He just wanted to win, but he knew in order for him to win, I got to bet a couple dollars. If that's how y'all doing, and those are y'all rules, I'm gonna beat y'all at y'all rules. And that was one of the things that when you see it, man, you understand like he just built different, bro. His psyche is different. His competitive nature is different. It's different than anybody we've ever seen. Ever seen. And I want that to be clear. It's different than anybody we ever seen. If you guys can in the chat right now, name me somebody who has this kind of competitive nature. I dare you. It's difficult. There is nobody out there that has this competitive nature, bruh. You guys can say anybody you guys want to. Tom Brady, nah. 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 This dude is different, bruh. He built a little different, man. Let's see what we got next, man. And then after Scotty came back and the boys start whooping ass, they showing the behind the scenes footage. You know what I'm saying? Those guys in the locker room, they got a couple brews, a couple brewskis in the air. You know what I'm saying? A couple cold ones. I'm like, they just back here drinking beer after a wheel. Like, boy, them niggas back in the 90s, boy, they knew how to get down. They had the beer, they had the beer already cold, boy. You feel me? Throw that shit in the ice, the ice bath real quick. You know what I'm saying? Make sure the ice bath is cold and make sure our beer's in that bitch. Cause when we get done whooping their ass, we need some cold brews. Them boys had them cold brews, man. Scotty had one. Scotty over there. Hey, Scotty over there chilling with the brew. Jordan got him a beer, nigga. Dennis Rodman probably got 18 beers, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. But them boys was it just showed that camaraderie, man. It showed that brotherhood. It showed that those guys really, really enjoy what they do, man. Those guys really enjoy what they do. And it was good that Phil was the coach, man, because I don't know if anybody other than Phil could have reeled those guys' personalities all in. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate. I'm really appreciating the fucking documentary right now, bro. I'm like a kid who's reliving his childhood, who's going through all the memories, man, all the videotapes, all the come fly with me's, his airness, you know what I'm saying? The actual games that I'm seeing. And I'm reliving it, man. I'm reliving it, bro. It's like nostalgia. Nostalgia, bro. But let's get on to some more controversy that came up in the documentary. The Jordan Rules book, written by what's his name, Tim Smith or some Smith, what the fuck his name is. He came out with a book that detailed some of the turmoil that went on in the Bulls locker room. You know what I'm saying? Talk about him beating up Will Purdue and how some of his teammates didn't like him. Mike, let me find out you don't cover football anymore. You abandoned the game. Bro, I ain't abandoned the game, baby. I got a video coming out later on tonight about Andy Dalton. Possibly, you know what I'm saying? Could he possibly take over for Dak? We seen when Andy had weapons. Andy's pretty fucking good. He's pretty good, but we'll talk about that later on. This is the last dance. Don't try to get me off my shit. We talking the last dance right now, Cash Bass. Ain't damn me football season yet. AJRX says, speaking of childhood, I just thought about it, bro. Do you know if you were named after Michael Jordan? No. I was named after my uncle. My mama named me after my uncle. My bad, dog. I hate. I threw you off the. You threw me out my game. Nigga, I'm like Michael Jordan in the fourth quarter. I'm never off my shit, nigga. I'm picking up where I left off the Jordan rules book, man, and him beating up Will Purdue. You never throw me off my shit, man. I can read shit and go back to my thoughts. I'm multi-talented. But anyway, look, man, at some point when if you ever been a part of a team and you ever been in practice and you ever been going through the battles with your teammates, then sometimes things start to get chippy. Sometimes things start to escalate. Sometimes it may be a guy that you don't motherfucking like that's part of your team that you got to go and have a conversation with, for lack of a better word. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a conversation, maybe a confrontation. And at the end of the day, if it's all good, it's all good, and we're gonna move on. If it's not at that moment, then we gotta handle it. You know what I'm saying? And shit. Sometimes Jordan felt like he maybe had to handle a couple of things on the court with his knuckles instead of with his words. And with that being said, man, look, the price of doing business, like Jordan made it clear, he was not gonna let those guys come in. Those new guys who were part of the 96, 97, 98 team. He was gonna not let those guys come in and just be what up, Canna, and just be a part of the team without going through those hardships. Cause Jordan said like shit, when I got there, man, the Bulls were a fucking laughing stock. It wasn't no 3-time world champion Bulls like you guys are coming into. You guys are coming into a environment where you guys are automatically like kind of famous, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes you guys are gonna have to earn your lumps, earn your licks. And was it the best way of doing things? Who to say it wasn't? 6 rings in the 90s when he finally learned how to win and finally got that monkey off his back by beating the Lakers. He never looked back. Maybe it was the right thing to do. Maybe Will Purdue and Steve Kerr appreciate the motherfucking fight with Jordan. Maybe it gave him a better outlook on their life and their professional career at this point in time. And also the book. Now, Jordan seems to think that Horace Grant was the leak that let some of those things out because Horace felt like he wasn't getting his just due as a member of the Bulls team. It was always Scotty and Michael, never really giving Horace, I guess, his the credit he felt like he was deserved. But with that being said, man, can't really control what like people do. You know what I'm saying? If Horace went out there and let some things out, then Horace is gonna have to deal with the consequences that came behind that from his team. And at the end of the day, man, the book was wrote. It really didn't too much hurt Michael Jordan's legacy, and we're moving on. Moving on to the 1993 Bulls versus Knicks. Eastern Conference. Bulls down 0-2. Bulls go down 0-2. Same guy smile when he was talking. People should have known him up to no good. Absolutely. So the Knicks come in and they pretty much are beating the Bulls the first 2 games. So Jordan decides, you know what I'm saying, to get out of the city. He has to go to Atlantic City and get some things off his mind and blow some steam off him. Him and his pops went down to Atlantic City and gambled. And I guess somebody seen Jordan in Atlantic City. They made a big deal out of it. Jordan said he was back at the hotel by 12:30 that night, and the game wasn't until like later on that day and or later on that night. So he really didn't see what the big deal was, and the media made a big thing about it. Started to think that Jordan could have a what's the word I'm looking for, a gambling addiction, and started to like blow it up, and that right there made Jordan's camp and Jordan go silent. And Jordan dad came out with a statement like, "My son has given so much to you guys. My son has given his all to you and the city, and you guys are and the media are trying to tear him down. And he didn't break any laws, didn't break any NBA rules, didn't break any team rules, and you guys are trying to tear him down." And that right there made Jordan highly upset, made Jordan really feud him. He proceeded to go at the Knicks like they were lunch meat. Came back and won the series 4-2, man. Y'all know how Jordan do. 1993 NBA Finals. Jordan breaks the silence. He does a one-on-one interview with Ahmad Rashad and says gambling is just a hobby. It's not an addiction. He's not going broke. His family, his kids are not wanting for anything. He's not punting his NBA rings. He's not doing any of that. You know what I'm saying? So he pretty much tried to lay that to rest. In that NBA Finals, he went against Charles Barkley in the Phoenix Suns. And first two games, man, Charles Barkley and the Suns seemed like they were out of the depth, and Jordan was going at him. And quick side note, like I told you, anytime Jerry Krause likes a guy and he thinks they were pretty good, he liked Dan Marley. He thought Dan Marley was a good defender. So Jordan proceeded to go at Dan Marley and really annihilate Dan Marley in that NBA Finals. He went at Dan Marley like Dan was a piece of steak, and he just got thrown into some pit bulls who ain't ate in about 2 months. They proceeded to rip Dan Marley apart. And he was also mad that Charles Barkley was able to get MVP that year over him. So he had some things on the back burner, just like when they try to compare him to Clyde Drexler. He had some things that he felt like he had to prove, like Dan Marley was not going to be able to guard me, and Charles Barkley was not the MVP that year. It was me. And he went out there and first two games proceeded to like show out. But give it to the Suns. Suns showed a lot of heart, you know what I'm saying? Barkley came back, won 2 games. Jordan won one game in Chicago, and then they had to go back for the other 2 in Phoenix. And Jordan told his team, "Bruh, I'm only packing one suit. I'm only packing one suit, bruh. We ain't coming down here for no more than one game. We're not coming down here for no more than one game. I'm only packing one suit." And they proceeded to go down there and take care of business. You know what I'm saying? We all know Jordan ain't never went to a game 7 in the NBA Finals. And on that final play, Bulls down 98-94 with 41 seconds left to go in the game. Jordan gets the rebound, drive the ball full court, lays it up, bang. Play good defense, down by 2. Jordan inbounds the ball go back to him. And instead of Jordan forcing the ball, dribbling all the way up the court, he pushes the ball up the court with a pass. The pass goes to the high post, which finds the guy on the block. When they collapse on the block, John Paxson is right there on the wing, wide open for the 3. game time. And talk about Jordan being this guy who all wanted to play 1-on-1, all he wanted to have the success shine on him. No, he made the right basketball play in that moment. And in that moment, it was the first points by anybody other than Michael Jordan in that fourth quarter. Let that sink in. In the NBA Finals, nobody other than Michael Jordan had scored up until that point in the fourth quarter. And his team was still in it to win the game. That lets you know how great Michael Jordan was. Put the team on my back and watch what I do with it. Put the team on my back and watch me take them to the finish line. Michael Jordan was able to do that, man. And that's pretty much it, man. In closing, man, I can't wait till next week, even though I've already seen next week's ones. I'm going to probably rewatch them, and so I can give you guys a detailed analysis of everything. It was just, man, like I said, man, it's one of the best sports documentaries that I've seen in a long time. And big ups to ESPN, and big ups to everybody who was affiliated with this documentary. Real quick, man, if you guys want to be a part of the show and say something real quick, I'm going to give you guys like a minute of time. You guys add my link right there that I just put in the chat. If you guys got something you want to say about the documentary. If not, man, we're going to get on down, and I'll probably be live again tonight. Probably be playing some Madden tonight, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go live playing some Madden. If you guys want to see me beat somebody ass in the game, definitely check me out, you know what I'm saying? Because I always do my thug thizzle when it comes to that Madden. But if we ain't gonna have nobody hop on, then man, we gonna get on down, man. Big ups to Kaz Baz, big ups to Yogi Bear, big ups to everybody out there in the chat, man. Everybody who joined me, man, we appreciate it, bro. You guys are really, you know what I'm saying, helping my channel grow. And I just want to say I appreciate to everybody out there in the chat. Until next time, y'all know what it is. This has been Mike on Sports. Before I go, y'all know what time it is. Yo, Mike, drop that beat on him.